Sam Monte. I'm from McKinney, and one of the things I've been trying to do in ministry is help facilitate hard conversations. It was a wonderful day in the office where I just happened to log on and check my Facebook, and the local Stonehill Neighbors group page was abuzz about things that they would love to see in the community. One of the things that came out of that was a conversation about wanting to have a place, a safe place, to have hard conversations. Being in the Presbyterian Church my whole life and knowing that many things die in committee because nobody wants to do them, I took it upon myself to contact a coffee shop and see if we could have a conversation night. And we did. And it was great. And I was woefully unprepared for it. And the reason I was woefully unprepared for it was because I'm just on default mode. That's what I call living my life. I have to admit that I have the privilege lottery. I am a white, cisgender, straight Christian male who's only 35 years old. Society is built for me. And once I realized that, I started to get really angry and tried to figure out what exactly I can do with this. I recently just came back from Next Church, which really screwed up my head even further. But it's a good thing. And Reverend Hawkins' sermon spoke to my soul because I love that passage in Jeremiah about not being able to not talk about God. So again, all of this bears the question, what right do I have to talk about race? And I found that the only thing I can do is talk about my whiteness and the white experience and speak out against that systemic system that oppresses people. I think one of the things we need to do as the church is to own up to the ways that society has used the church to be complicit in structural racism. I think we need to realize as white people our role in racism, our complicity, either implicitly or explicitly. But we don't want to do that because that's a hard conversation. But it's the conversations that we need to be having. We can't describe ourselves as being pro-life when we are totally okay with brown children dying in the desert because they want to have a safe place. Amen. We can't say that we are a people about justice if we are supporting for-profit prisons that wrongfully incarcerate people of color way more than white people. I get pulled over by the cops, and I don't have to worry if I'm going to have a gun pointed to my head. I have to worry about explaining to my wife why we have another bill to pay. And that's great, and that's funny, but it underlies the fact that I don't have to worry about being shot because I have a phone or something in my pocket. We, as the church, have lost our prophetic voice. It's just as simple as that. And the reason that we've lost that prophetic voice is because we are afraid. We're afraid of change. We're afraid of losing members. We're afraid of making people uncomfortable and upset. Well, it's 2020. You know, we're supposed to have all these puns about vision and whatnot. And I think the vision of the church should be to have a more prophetic voice, to have a more active role in the community. I've seen and experienced race from a white perspective. All I wanted to do, my wife and I did foster care and adoption, and we had a wonderful biracial child for a time. And I had to learn how to do her hair, and it was definitely a learning curve, but I learned how to do ponytails, and everything that entailed in that care. All I wanted to do on this particular day was go to a Pizza Hut buffet and have an all-you-can-eat pizza lunch. My wife was with me, my foster daughter was with me, and as soon as we got in there, this mean old white dude just starts staring us down. And I couldn't figure out why. I was I was going to eat all the pizza. I guarded myself, but even as we were eating, we just got stared down. And that's when I noticed everyone looking at us when we were in Walmart. They were trying to do the math and figure out whose daughter she really was. And it was problematic because when I'm with any of the other kids that I have had or have, I don't get those looks. And that's wrong. You know, we say we need to be colorblind, we say we need to be this and that, but one of the things we need to do is recognize that the white experience in America is completely different than the black experience in America.
Yes, it is.
We have to realize that we have a responsibility as Christians to uphold justice. Is this not the fast that God has called us to do? Is to seek justice and walk humbly before the Lord. And we aren't doing that. And so I'm hoping that having these hard conversations with people in the community and around Presbyterian stuff will light a fire underneath people to realize that if we're not going to be about justice and the literal words of Christ when he said, and I quote, "I have come to set the captives free." If we're not going to be about that, then we have no right calling ourselves Christians.
Amen.
Yeah. All right.
Let's give a clap.